Mm, Morning. My name is Professor M.S. Manamela, working at UNISA. Today I'm going to present the article titled Bring Public and Private Sector Gaps in Corruption Investigation, Strengthening Interagency Coordination in South Africa. The contents of the presentation explores police, forensic, and corporate investigation collaboration within the South African criminal justice system to ensure that the presiding officers are presented with accurate, legally obtained, and scientifically validated evidence to take the correct decision in any matter if brought before them. Introduction. Crime associated with corruption present a complex investigative and prosecutorial challenges that requires coordinated responses from multiple stakeholders. Recent institutional reform, most notably, is the introduction of prosecution-led investigation model aimed at enhancing efficiency, accountability, and case outcomes. This is after the disbandment of the South Africa Elite Anti-Corruption and Organized Crime Unit, commonly known as Scorpion, formerly the Director of Special Operation, was disbanded in 2009 and replaced by the Hawks. South, South, Afri- South African law enforcement agencies have distinct legally defined mandate to prevent jurisdic- jurisdictional overlap and specialized resources. The prosecution-led investigation is increasingly utilized to ensure investigation built strictly for successful prosecution by integrating prosecutors early into investigation processes. Methodology. The study adopted the qualitative case study, which is aligned with empirical study design to explore the role and effectiveness of the collaboration among the South African Police Service, corporate forensic investigators, and the National Prosecuting Authority for successful prosecution of complicated corruption cases. A thematic analysis approach was used to draw an extensive review of literature. The discussion of the literature, we started with the phases and steps in criminal prosecution process in South Africa. The criminal cases in South Africa process through three distinctions: pre-trial, which include the investigation and the charging of the suspect, the trial, the hearing of the trial, the hearing of evidence in court, and post-trial, which is sentencing and potential appeals. The process is governed by primarily the Criminal Procedure Act of 1977 and Section 179 of the Constitution of South Africa, 1996. We also discussed the three aspects of prosecution of corruption cases. Corruption cases investigation require investigators to be patient because it is a step-by-step inquiry or observation. Also need a careful examination records and accurate recording of evidence or a legal inquiry. It is believed that the crime investigation process is made up of three phases: the crime identification, victim identification, and then suspect identification phases. But Van Rooyen further added that the entire investigation can be summed up in a form of three-side pyramidal model. There are three aspects of the model that affects the approach to the investigation. It's agreement, assignment, and planning that are the first to be considered and provide the framework for all investigative activities. This slide, I only show what I discussed about what Van Rooyen said in my previous discussion. You can see the triangle there, where he's starting with the assignment, the planning, and the agreement. The findings highlight that the prosecutors-led investigation, when supported by the structured coordinated framework and clearly defined role, can significantly improve investigative efficiency and prosecutorial success by achieving high conviction rate, reduce the investigation of corruption cases period, reduce cases delays in court, and it can also have few cases that are withdrawn in court. Key recommendation: bringing the public and the private sector gap in corruption investigation will improve the prosecution-led investigation model in South Africa by authorizing and securing the statutory prosecutor independence, expand the prosecution-led investigation beyond corruption and organized crime. Digitize case dockets files to provide secure, trackable, and transparent digital dockets that prevents the systematic loss or destruction of files or missing of information during the trial. Training and partnership with investigation law enforcement agencies. Increase commercial crime courts to avoid delays in prosecution of corruption cases. The conclusion: in South Africa, only one authority is responsible for prosecution. The rights of all South Africans are protected in the Constitution of South Africa in terms of the Bill of Rights. It is the duty of the government of South Africa to ensure that their rights, including the right to life, are protected. There are various instruments and institutions that are available to the government to ensure that these rights are indeed sufficiently protected. Some of these issues that need to be looked at is prosecution-led investigation. In this regard, the Constitution of South Africa lists the objectives of the SAPS, and Section 179 of the Constitution of South Africa provides the mandate of National Prosecuting Authority to prosecute the crime related to corruption when committed by the citizens of South Africa. Thank you. That's my end of my presentation.